Chapter 1: Arrival in London. Hello, my name is Sophia, and I come from a small town in France. I had always dreamed of visiting London, the city of my favorite authors and poets. Finally, I saved enough money to make the trip. As my plane landed at Heathrow Airport, I felt a mix of excitement and nerves. I had never been to a foreign country alone before. London greeted me with a warm sunshine and a gentle breeze. I took a taxi to my small flat in Bloomsbury, a neighborhood famous for its literary history. As we drove through the city, I marveled at the grand buildings, historic landmarks, and vibrant streets. The next day, I set out to explore London. I walked along the Thames, admiring the city's beauty. I saw the Tower of London, Big Ben, and the London Eye. I felt like a character from a Dickens novel, discovering the city's secrets. In the evening, I visited a local bookstore and met a friendly bookseller named Emma. She recommended some English literature classics and offered to help me improve my English speaking skills. Emma introduced me to a language exchange group, where I met other students and native speakers. We practiced conversing in English, sharing stories and laughter. I also started taking English literature classes at a local college. My teacher, Mrs. Thompson, was kind and patient. She helped me understand the nuances of the English language and introduced me to the works of Shakespeare, Austen, and the Bronte sisters. As I explored London, I visited famous literary landmarks. I saw the Sherlock Holmes Museum, the Charles Dickens Museum, and the grave of Virginia Woolf. I felt a deep connection to the authors and their works. At the British Library, I saw ancient manuscripts and rare books. I spent hours reading and learning about the history of English literature. Through my language exchange group and college classes, I made new friends from different countries. We shared our love for literature and our experiences as foreigners in London. Together, we explored the city, attending book readings, theatre performances, and literary festivals. We supported each other in our language learning journey. As the months passed, I noticed significant improvement in my English speaking skills. I felt more confident in my ability to communicate and express myself. Reflecting on my journey, I realized that learning English literature in London had not only improved my language skills, but also broadened my perspective on life. I had discovered a new appreciation for different cultures and ways of thinking. Chapter 2: A New Home. London had become my second home. I felt a sense of belonging in this vibrant city, surrounded by like-minded people who shared my passion for literature. As I sat in a cozy cafe, sipping tea and reading a book, I knew that I had found my place in the world. London, the city of my dreams, had become my reality point. One day, Emma, the bookseller, approached me with an exciting opportunity. She told me about a literary magazine looking for a new editor, and she thought I would be perfect for the job. I was hesitant at first, but Emma's encouragement and belief in me gave me the confidence to apply. To my surprise, I got the job. As the new editor of the magazine, I was thrown into the vibrant literary scene of London. I met authors, poets, and publishers, and learned about the inner workings of the industry. I discovered new talent and helped to publish works that would otherwise have gone unnoticed. My language skills and knowledge of English literature were put to good use, and I felt a sense of purpose and fulfillment. As I settled into my new role, I realized that I had finally found my place in London. I was no longer just a foreigner in a new city. I was a part of a community that shared my passions and values. I had found my tribe, and London had become my home. I knew that no matter where life took me next, I would always carry a piece of this city and its literary heritage with me. As I looked out over the London skyline, I knew that a new chapter of my life was beginning. I had grown and learned so much, but I was ready for the next challenge. I thought about all the authors and poets who had inspired me, and how their works had shaped me into the person I was today. I knew that I would continue to follow my heart and pursue my dreams, no matter where they may lead. And so, Sophia's English literature journey in London came to a close, but a new chapter in her life was just beginning. One evening, as I was leaving the magazine's office, I stumbled upon a familiar face in the crowd. It was none other than Mrs. Thompson, my former English literature teacher. We embraced warmly, and she told me she was attending a literary festival in the city. I joined her, and we spent the evening listening to authors and poets recite their works. At the festival, I ran into more familiar faces, my language exchange friends and former classmates. We laughed and reminisced about our time together, sharing stories of our journeys since parting ways. It was a night of reunions and new connections, a celebration of literature and friendship that left me feeling grateful and inspired. Mrs. Thompson approached me with a twinkle in her eye, proposing a new project, a literary walking tour of London. She wanted me to be her partner, using my knowledge of the city and its literary history to create a unique experience for book lovers. I was thrilled at the prospect of combining my passions and sharing them with others. And so, our literary adventure began. Chapter 3: The Walking Tour. We spent weeks researching and preparing, crafting a tour that would take participants on a journey through London's literary landmarks. From Shakespeare's Globe to Bloomsbury's bookstores, we explored the city's rich literary heritage. The tour was a resounding success, with participants from all over the world joining us on our literary journey. As the walking tour's popularity grew, so did our reputation as literary experts. We were approached by a publisher to write a book about London's literary history. And we embarked on a new adventure. Our book, Footsteps of the Past, became a bestseller, and we were hailed as authorities on London's literary scene. We continued to lead the walking tour, sharing our passion with others and inspiring a new generation of literature lovers. One day, as I was preparing for a tour, I received an unexpected package. Inside, I found a letter from my parents, who had been following my journey from afar. They expressed their pride in my accomplishments and told me that they would be visiting London soon. I was overjoyed at the prospect of sharing my new life with them. We spent a wonderful week together, exploring the city and its literary treasures. They saw the confident, language-fluent person I had become and beamed with pride. As my parents prepared to leave, they asked me about my future plans. I realized that I had been so focused on my literary journey that I hadn't thought about what came next. But as I reflected on my experiences, I knew that I wanted to continue sharing my passion for literature and language with others. I began to contemplate a new project, one that would allow me to reach even more people and inspire them to embrace the beauty of language and literature. I began to explore the world of online learning, envisioning a platform that would bring literature and language to life for students worldwide. I assembled a team of fellow literature enthusiasts, and together, we created Literary Horizons, an interactive online platform. We designed engaging courses, virtual book clubs, and author interviews, making literature accessible to all. Our platform quickly gained popularity, connecting students and literature lovers across the globe. As Literary Horizons grew, I received invitations to speak at conferences and festivals worldwide. I shared my story, inspiring others to pursue their passions and embrace the transformative power of literature. Our platform became a beacon for language learning and literary appreciation, bridging cultural divides and fostering a global community of book lovers. I realized that my English literature journey in London had sparked a movement, illuminating the path for others to follow. Years later, as I looked out at the vibrant literary landscape, I knew that my journey had come full circle. From a small town in France to the global stage, my love for English literature had taken me on an unforgettable adventure. I had discovered the power of words to connect, inspire, and transform lives. And as I passed the torch to a new generation of literature lovers, I knew that the legacy of words would continue to flourish. A grand finale. As I stood on the stage, surrounded by friends, family, and fellow literature lovers, I gazed out at the sea of faces. We were gathered at the iconic Shakespeare's Globe in London, celebrating the 10th anniversary of Literary Horizons. The platform had become a global phenomenon, inspiring millions to embrace literature and language. I had written best-selling books, received prestigious awards, and been hailed as a pioneer in online learning. But as I looked out at the crowd, I knew that my greatest achievement was the community we had built together. I saw students who had become authors, teachers who had become mentors, and strangers who had become friends. As I began my farewell speech, my voice trembled with emotion. I thanked everyone for joining me on this incredible journey, for sharing my passion for literature, and for making the world a more beautiful place, one word at a time. The audience erupted in applause, and I smiled, knowing that my legacy was not just a platform or a book, but a community that would continue to inspire and uplift each other. And so, Sophia's English literature journey in London came to a close, with a grand finale that would be etched in the hearts of all who had been a part of it. The curtain fell, but the impact of her story would resonate forever, a testament to the transformative power of literature and the human spirit. The end.